trailer pulled up. The semi
Mother trucker.
All this was one day. It is March, let me check, March 29th. It is a little after midnight. So just a little bit ago, it was the 28th. But anyway, I'm working in the garden. I've been out here for a while. My sister was out here for a little bit. Anyway, wanted to show you what I'm doing. I got these mats from work. They're pretty thick, heavy stuff. Pretty thick, pretty stiff. I cut holes in them. Well, some of them. But anyway, I got a strip and a strip. And there's white onions planted in the row. And red onions planted in the row. And in these holes throughout the mats, I plan on putting peppers and tomatoes. And let's see, 1, 2, in this row are carrots. In this row are turnips. And this whole area is going to be my pumpkin patch. Each hole will have a pumpkin plant, and you can see they're spaced out substantially more, and that's because pumpkins need more space. Then this area is still bare. I'm going to work on it some more tonight. This row will be radishes. And then I'm going to get into my potatoes. Last year I grew, let me think about this. White russet potatoes and red potatoes. And I preferred the red potatoes, but I plan on growing both again this year. So there'll be at least a couple rows of potatoes. Yeah, probably 2 rows of potatoes, which that'll probably get us to about here, maybe a little further. And then in this long strip, I'm planning on putting in zucchinis and maybe some summer squash or winter squash or other types of squash. But anyway, the reason I'm working at it tonight is because it's a Friday night and I worked the next 3 nights, so I like to stay up late so that I can get sleep in and be rested for tomorrow. Not to mention I've been busy all day, and this is the only time I had available to do this, to work at this. Sometimes it happens like that. Right now, end of March, I'm actually already kind of late on some of these things. They're supposed to be sown usually mid-March after the last hard frost where the ground freezes solid, but a light frost where the ground stays thawed, but there is a frost that will not hurt the turnips, carrots, radishes, onions. They're pretty tough. So anyway, last year I think I did this mid-March. Now I'm doing it at the tail end of March, but that's all right as long as it's getting done. I think it'll work. Last year I had a great onion crop, turnip crop, potato crop, and zucchini. I had a really good crop last year, really good garden. This year I'm adding carrots to the mix. I've not done carrots before. I'm adding radishes to the mix. I've not done radishes. And I've changed my layout quite a bit. Last year I had a bunch of sweet corn in this area. I didn't want to put corn in the same place because corn on corn, like if you don't rotate your crops, you have an increased chance of disease problems, insect problems, malnourishment. So that's why I am not putting corn over here. I am putting corn on the other side of the house later, once probably April, maybe even into May. And when I harvest the turnips and carrots and stuff in early summer, like June, probably June. Anyway, after I harvest them, I'm gonna plant in those rows green beans and other types of string beans and bush beans, because if I plant those in June or even early July, I'll still be able to harvest them before, September. Anyway, that's what I'm doing tonight here after midnight. I know my neighbors hate me. I got a Milwaukee tower light, and over there's a Milwaukee spotlight I got hanging from an antenna. And I've been wearing a headlight, but the headlight died. So now I'm just, working without it. But that's what I'm doing. Oh, something I was gonna show you guys. In the pumpkin patch, I left a real slight gap between the mats. Nothing is getting planted there, but the reason I left those was so the water could drain. I want quite a bit of water to go into the hole. That's where the plant would come out, the pumpkin plants. But I also don't want the stems and stuff, the vines, sitting in water. And I also want water getting down to the soil where the roots can get to it. So that's why I left those gaps. There will be weeds popping up there, I have no doubt about it. But there'll be little thin strips, which I can take the weed eater and make quick work of them until the vines really spread out, and then it's going to be tricky. But anyway, that's just something I wanted to add on there. It is Saturday, March 29th. Last night I did all that. Today I'm putting in potatoes. This is a row of white russet potatoes. That's turnips. I'm already done with the turnips and the white russets. But I wanted to show you my red Potomac potatoes before I bury them. This basically first half is seed potatoes I had from last year. These I harvested from my garden, and as you can see, they really took off. And so that half is those. This half I got from the Rural King, and they're more uniform. Here, this is a good one. And they've got itty bitty eyes instead of real big eyes. I'm planting them pretty heavy as far as how close the potatoes are together. The reason I'm doing that is because I've got the rows spread so wide. I think it will be okay. But it's starting to sprinkle, and I'm in my work uniform and I'm all dirty. But I'm actually going to have to leave for work here shortly. But I wanted to get this done because the next 3 days is going to forecast rain. And I wanted the potatoes to be in the ground before the rain came, so that's what I'm doing today.